Does everyone knows Code Pussycat? Okay, do you know what is Code Pussycat stands for? Okay, so it's a cards game played here in Kuwait for 6 people. So Ahmed and Ahmed started. So I'm gonna give you a really very short brief about what happened during that. So they started in 1999. That was like 13 years ago, and that was almost the platform how those look like before. And in 2006, they had almost now like 9 games. So they added Ballot, Hand, Tricks, Sibita, but it's always on the website. So there was no mobiles by then. So, and they also has tournaments. They have.
First time I see.
They have subscription based. So by then they have already improved, and we're gonna talk about this so you're gonna understand it more. 2011, they published the iPhone app, Code. So it's called Step. And in 2012, they had Ballot, which is for the Saudi market, for a Saudi game. It's a very famous and complicated game actually. I couldn't even learn it. And in 2013, they're gonna have Hand. So Hand is not Hand, it's a game, Kuwaiti game, also called Hand, very famous. So now actually they have like a lot of apps, a lot of games. They are like operating in multi-platforms in the iPad, iPhones, and like smart mobile phones and website. And they have more than 500,000 registered users. So it's probably one of the biggest startups here in Kuwait. And it's competing with Talabat. I always think about it, but Talabat, you know, Abdulaziz. Abdulaziz was one of the founders of Talabat. So we have them both if you want to chat with them. So yeah, let's get started with the interview, guys. So please welcome Hamad Al Marzoul and Ahmed Al Ibrahim. They're all of the co-founders team. So tell us how did it all started?
Is it?
Yeah, I can use this one. Let me use this one.
First of all, thank you for inviting us in this event. There's a lot of old faces that I've never seen them for quite some time. I've been away from these kind of forums, so it's good to see you all. And nice to meet whoever is first time for me to see you. For us, we started, as you mentioned, a long time ago. And I usually mention that maybe we started too early. Okay, before the adoption of the web, the mobile internet, I'll say. And we started in 1999. It was a small project. It was actually a graduation project in the university. It was a joke in the Diwaniyah. Can we do it or cannot do it? So the people who started it, actually it wasn't me and it wasn't Ahmed, it was my older brother Mohammed and his colleagues in the university. So they started it, they graduated, they got the A grade, okay, but it was on local LAN, nothing, no internet, nothing. So after finishing, in the Diwaniyah they mentioned, could we do it like the second level? At that time there was the Microsoft games, Spades, Hearts, and all these things. We used to play them. So could we put our game with them? And it was a joke, and then we said, why not? So the actual founders didn't think that they have the time to do it, and didn't think that they have the efforts to do it. But we took it, myself, Ahmed, Mohammed, and Khalid Zenki, not the Zenki just now, not
your cousin.
His cousin, okay.
So you're a developer as well?
Yeah.
And Ahmed?
Yes, we're all developers. We're all geeks, I'll say. But I left them quite some time ago.
Okay. So tell us, how did the product itself develop? So you started in 1999. What happened, let's say, till 2006, and then we'll take it.
Okay. First of all, we had problem. I think the biggest problem was funding the project. Okay. From 1999, and as I mentioned, we were early, so we had to go and talk to companies, educate them about the Yahoo concept, how did Yahoo came in. At that time, it was Yahoo, not Google. And
how does Yahoo was related?
No, how's the advertisement? We are thinking how to do the advertisement.
Oh, so you want to make
basically. I don't know if you remember, there was a company called Our Gulf.
What do they do? What do they do?
Actually, they spend a lot. Okay, they spend. They did a lot of advertisement, and they want to do the eBay, similar to eBay, similar to Amazon for the region, or Kuwait. They didn't continue, and we used to work with them. We create the initial internet sphere, I say. But it wasn't. The technology at that time didn't help us. It was expensive. It wasn't easy. So we decided to move on and do subscription based. We said, okay, we cannot depend on the advertisement. We need to change what we do. So we introduced the subscription. And this is where technology comes in, and this will help us as developer how to do it. And this will happen in 2006. We moved from the free business model to freemium, and that will get us pushed up.
Okay, so how did you get traction? So if you can share with us some numbers, like when you first started, 2001, Ahmed, how did you get people in and use the internet and play code?
خليك من مرتاح أنا. زين. Well, بلشنا as a web-based game in 2000 يوم طلعناها على الإنترنت, I believe in September. And what we have done is we started with 2 games at that time. 2002 we added Sibita and Dama, and in 2006 we added 6 more games. So we have now 9 games. And in 2003 we have developed for Nokia actually, and it didn't pick up actually because the mobile internet wasn't mature at that time.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was with you actually.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
So until 2006, you are free game online.
That's right.
And did you make money out of advertisement? Or
Yeah, it was only advertisement.
Remember, we secured from MTC at that time.
That was our first deal, yeah.
How many users you had at that time, let's say? Roughly?
Actually, we should have a number bigger than the current number
2006?
because
Yeah, 2006.
Around 150,000 users.
after cleaning the database.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. We used to have bigger number because people sign up and then they leave and sign up, but now we do have the kind of authentication and you need to activate your accounts and these kind of things.
So now you had the subscription base. This was in 2006. So people pay to play, like.
Pay to compete, I'll say, not play.
Okay,
You
so
can play for free. This is
explain.
freemium. Yeah.
Explain.
You can enter the website. You can play whatever you want at any time. But if you want to compete with people, you need to pay. So we don't want to look like greedy, that you need to pay to play. But if you want to compete, if you want us to store your name, have it in the database, and have an identity in the website, you're gonna get. You need to pay for
Premium
it.
features.
Premium
So,
features.
so then, you decided to go mobile as well. Did you, before going to that,
Yeah.
did you have any competitors at that time, like competing with you guys? Or something?
Not that I'm aware of at that time. There is, well, actually, there's Beload.net, right? Yeah, Beload.net, but they did.
2006.
They are in Saudi
Okay,
Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, but they didn't continue themselves also.
What about the mobile and?
As Ahmed mentioned, we started with the Nokia phones, so we were actually the first one who developed mobile apps. And from that time we have that user experience need to be the best. Actually, yes, if I remember, there was done one code game with Zain on PC was done, but it was too heavy in the graphics at that time, so it wasn't playable. Yeah, so what we did is we made it very simple and small screen, how to do it, and with small buttons. We tried our best to make it as say enjoyable or as simple as we can, and we tried to do multiplayer from that time, but it wasn't difficult.
I'm gonna ask you a question related to Burhan. Did you develop the mobile app in-house, or you were working with a company?
The Nokia, yes, but
No, not Nokia, the mobile apps.
yes and no, both. And I'll
Actually,
keep Ahmed
yeah.
to answer this question.
Actually, it was a co-production between us and SourceBits. We have handled the backend and the database, the AI stuff, and we've outsourced the animation, graphics, and the iPhone client, and that's to speed up the development process.
So the core was still in-house.
Yeah,
developed
that's
by-
right.
by-
And I want to just comment on what Burhan mentioned about it's basically your product and it's your baby. This is 100% correct. When we start with SourceBit, they expected it would be an easy project, okay? And while we didn't, we know it's going to take a long time. They expect to finish in 1 year. Now we are 2013. We started in 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we are 2013. Till now we didn't finish. Okay.
Which game was it?
It was all three. We signed with them all 3 games.
Okay.
And you see, till now we didn't launch the hand.
Okay.
So it dragged 3 years. The guys was begging us to close the project and come and give us our money, our last payment. But okay, we helped them. I'm not saying that we and they did a good job. I'm not saying that they didn't do a good job, but this is your product, and they have different interests as you. They can maybe at the time we started with SourceBit, they didn't they weren't in the Silicon Valley, and then they got funding. They went to Silicon Valley, so they had different interests. We are not in their radar. So, but yes, you need to be involved with them. You need to know what they are doing. So, 100%, what you said is correct.
So you have now the mobile, smartphones, apps, and I think it's much easier to make money out of the game now, to sell the game. But I know you have an interesting story about the revenue model and how you're making money out of ballot and code. So can you expand on this?
Before answering this question, let me tell you, it was better when it was more profitable when it was only web, by the way, for us.
Yeah.
Okay. There was only this laptop. Everybody sits in the coffee shop, in Gawa, in Starbucks, and you connect to this middleware. It used to be more attractive to people. Now it's fragmented. Okay. You have Apple, you have Android, you have different. You need to be in a lot of platforms. So for us, this is our major challenge. We need to be available in every platform to make sure that we get what we used to get before. Okay. So this is something it's more challenging now than before. Okay. And for your question,
I was about the revenue model and how do you?
Yeah, actually in 2006. Well, let me go back to 2004 and mention NBK here.
Okay.
NBK, we've met with NBK in 2004, and we're looking for a way to have an online payment gateway to commercialize the service. And they really helped us and pushed us to be one of the first customers of their online payment gateway. And by that time, in 2006, we started with KNet, NBK, and MTC at that time. The game is free, but you'll pay for extra features, and in addition to the advertisements.
Okay. And then with the apps?
Well, with the apps, we started Code as a paid app, and we're still experimenting and assessing the value with the pilot that we have released for free.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, we have basically 2 different models. One is paid, which is code. You need to pay for it to get it in your phone up front.
Yeah.
And below it is free, and you pay for a premium. We're still experimenting. We don't have enough data to make sure that, let me say that none of them is failure, and none of them are totally success. So we still need more analysis to find. So we'll decide. Depends on hand. You know which one's better. Okay, the hand would be.
Okay.
It would be either code,
Yeah,
similar to code, or similar
different
to
markets,
Below.
Saudi and
Yeah.
Kuwait.
okay, so can you explain it a bit, because the revenue model of Ballot and how you are trying to think of making money out of it, because you spend a lot of money to develop the game, and now you have just put it for free. So
Yeah, well, actually, you can download the game for free, and you can unlock the offline game. In addition to subscribing for the tournaments, you'll need to have a subscription, recurring subscription.
okay,
Yeah.
and what about those? I remember talking about the tournaments playing in mobile.
That's right.
So-
As for the tournaments, that was solved in 2006. We had 3 problems that we have solved with the subscription tournaments. There were lots of people cheating in tournaments when it was free, and abuse, and to have a sustainable business. So we've solved these 3 problems with the subscription.
But people don't use to play tournaments in mobile because, as you said,
That's right, because they need to multitask. So this is one of the problems that we have to tackle, and we'll have to bring a new value for the subscription.
okay. Does anyone have a question? I just want to remind you, you can ask any question anytime. Yeah.
Thanks a lot for we're really proud of Coach Bosetta, me personally, and I don't know how to play Coach, and I know how to play hand, so I'm waiting for him. And the question basically, when you started, did you focus on having a beta, let's say, users that you collect first and test them, and then you move on and put up a strategy where you want to work on that, or is it as you go? Thank you.
I think we always have a closed group. For the iPhone at least, yes, we do the beta testing. We used a lot of the bloggers to do our beta testing. They give us their feedback. But that's the last beta stage. We used to have the early beta stage where we keep it in the closed group. Me, Ahmed, and Duania, yes, the close friends.
Yeah.
We start the usability. I'm talking the mobile app, not the web and everything. So yes, we do the beta testing and we test every feature. We play online with each other, try to see how it goes, and then we expand the beta group till we reach into a stage where we think it's mature, and then we launch it.
Yes.
This is related to the cheating problem that you have, or that you had. I don't know if you fully solved it, but how do you take care of the human element? Meaning you might have a great product, it works perfectly, you have all the security features in place, but there's still that human element of how do people implement or adopt or use the system, right? I mean, it's still open to abuse. I could be in the tournament, I could have my friends on the phone, and we could count cars and what have you. And I mean, the similar issue can be applied to other websites where you have a product, it works, but people might not be using it the way it ought to be used. So how do you address that?
Actually, this is what people usually do, huh? They usually use it the way that you don't, where in your initial stage, they do it differently. So this is, you cannot predict the human behavior, and you cannot think of every possibility what people will do. And you cannot do it. You need to see what will happen. But you can predict at the beginning some of it. For our problem, for cheating, how we solve it, we try to eliminate the human, I'll say, interaction. Okay. How we did it is the tournament now is played a single player. You don't have a friend to play with you. You play with AI, artificial intelligence, and the person who's against you will have 2 AIs. Also, he'll play alone. So actually, the human are 2 only, 1 against each other. So he will not play because of having 3 people playing together. You can't stop it, and people start complaining about cheating and everything. So we cut it there. But you're absolutely right. You cannot predict what everybody will do.
Okay. Yes.
How much has artificial intelligence actually boosted your user base? Did you see it vary? I'm sure you do add-ons and etc.
You want the reality, or I want the political answer? We developed it in 2006. We never touched it till 2010.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the reality. If you want, yes, you need to approve it. You need to work on it. You need to do it.
Has it changed since then?
We change it now, yes, but it was working. We didn't touch it because, again, what Burhan mentioned, the 7 points. AI wasn't in these 7 points, to be honest.
Are there different
Yeah,
AIs
actually-
different from each other?
Huh?
Do they behave differently?
No, they are one, but people, believe me, people in the website thought that they are different. He said, this guy always cheats, but we know that they are the same.
Okay, I have a question maybe related. How many employees do you have in the company when you first started?
We have a core team. Core
How
team is
many
4.
employees do you have now? Like you have 500,000.
Yeah.
You just don't play. So how big is the company now?
I'll say we are 20 plus people now, okay? But there are different, let's say the way how we collected people, we work in a very untraditional way. So we try to think of a different way because we cannot maintain payrolls of everybody and all these things. I'm sure Abdulaziz knows from Talabat how you cannot hire, especially in online business, you cannot keep people in payroll. You need to be lean and you need to work in a low fat, I'd say.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we do is we try to work project based on people, and they are we outsource some of our operation, and we trust these people, and we use our community. The community, the 500 people, the 500,000 people. Some of them are loyal to the website, loyal to the brand, and we use them as administrator. We use them as we don't use them actually. They give back to the.
So some of the customers are actually kind of employees because they like the game.
They are all of our administrators are from the community. So the part of it is community management is a major factor into how you go up with the business.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any full-time employees like working
Yeah.
just for
Ahmed.
Ahmed? Okay. Did you raise any money during this? No, 13 years already.
From our pocket, yes. I mentioned before, and actually it was for this question basically. We started early. People didn't know, they didn't have the trust into the online business. Till after they saw the Google and the Apple and all how these people, then people start. The venture capital, capital came in recently. So at the beginning, when we were web-based, no, we didn't have. Now we have huge potential. Yes, we are talking with some, and I think we'll have something soon. As for investment and funding, yes.
Okay. Now, I know there is a very famous game in Saudi Arabia for the ballot, and they were bought for $10 million from a Turkish company. What is the name?
Kamilna.
Yes. So
10 million. It's not the right figure. It's the advertisement figure.
really?
Yeah.
How much?
I have no idea.
Okay.
But the guy who did the deal told me it wasn't 10 million.
Okay.
A lot of it was shares anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So cash is.
But I mean, they are big. They are huge. Like now, competitors
different market.
coming.
Bigger market, I think it's.
It is better.
It's bigger market and the.
But give you an idea how big is
Yes.
like your
Can be.
competitors and how much money they are putting to gain this market. How
Saudi
big
is, you cannot compare it to Kuwait. Can't compare it. That's why we are going regional now. We need to be regional. We cannot depend on Kuwait. Kuwait is a small market, but it's good. Kuwait is a good market to.
That's
start.
That's
And,
Just that.
You need to go to the next level. And we
it's
hope
like China and Hong Kong.
Yeah, exactly.
China.
That's good.
Okay.
I will.
There are questions? Yeah. Sorry.
Gonna allow Ahmed.
Kindly, I want to ask you, when you try to recruit someone to work in your company or in your business, did you think there are enough qualified people in Arab world and in Kuwait especially, like to do programming and to do imaging for the games and this stuff? Or you still it's weak?
I believe there is, and we have a couple of يعني here برهان محمد المير محمد الهاجري يعني أقدر
They want to
أقول.
work for their own self. Like,
Yeah, I know,
they don't
but
want-
there is in Kuwait or in the Arab world.
There is enough to cover
Enough?
the
Well,
market
I'm not
needs?
sure. I'm not sure, but I can say in this room there is enough. And we have 5 or 6 here in the room.
Burhan, then now go ahead, Burhan.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to add something to what Ahmed said. In Kuwait, you'll find that the really talented people are either working or you can't afford them, okay? Or they are too busy trying to learn to be MBAs and start their own business, okay? So if you feel that you need your business requires, like for example, you are not a technical person, but you need some technical coaching, you need a partner. Don't look at them as an employee. Try to bring them in as a partner, as sell them what you're trying to do. And believe me, I can speak for myself. I will be, if you have drive and you're struggling, all of us, we weren't born, super programmers or whatever. We all had where we learned from people and people taught us, and that's how the community grows. So don't think that just because Kuwait doesn't have a huge MIT that's churning out graduates that you don't have talent. The talent is out there, but don't think of them as labor. Okay. Think of them more as partners, and if you do that, you'll end up learning more from them, and as I learned from you guys when I go into the business side of things. So think of it like that. Don't think of it strictly as an employee-employer relationship.
Yeah, good point. Are you?
Yeah. So Burhan was telling you about Infosys. I was with Infosys for last 7 years. Coming out of that and now wearing the shoes of an entrepreneur, the whole mindset I have is whenever I want a product or a service, I don't put boundaries to it. That's one of the basic principles you see in economics right now, that division of labor. Take it from where you get it for the best price, for the best quality. It doesn't have to be within your boundary. It just has to be the best.
Your designer is from Spain.
Yeah, and developers.
And your developers.
And my co-founder.
And you.
And Thomas.
You're the only one from Kuwait, huh?
Okay, yeah.
This is with regards to your expansion. As you try to go more regional, your branding is very Kuwait-based, right? So Kuwait is, it resonates with Kuwaitis. It might not resonate with even Saudis. It might not resonate with other people in the Gulf. So, how are you managing that in terms of with regards to your expansion?
iPhone App Store give us an opportunity. So basically, you see our games are now Belot by Code Pusitte, Code which is by Code Pusitte, Hand will be Hand by Code Pusitte. We cannot change our name because it's been there for quite some time. Yes, we have this problem, and I think we're by segregating or having different product out of the same bigger community, it's to solve this problem.
So talking about problems, what was the major challenge you'll say the last 13 years, and what is the challenge that's upcoming? So looking back, what you say is that was the biggest challenge for you guys and you overcome it all?
I think the major challenge is legalizing the business in Kuwait. I'd say we were not with the law for 10 years. But then we legalized things and fix it, and this goes to MBK. They really helped us in this kind of thing by opening the account, by doing the proper business out of it. Because at the end we were like developer and just going and enjoying our lives.
What do you say the major challenge coming in the future?
I wish scalability.
Okay, question?
Question on the future again. So right now you've been limited to card games. Where's the future of gaming in the Middle East? We know a lot of people, especially in Saudi, have a lot of free time, spending a lot of time on the internet. Is the future?
They do YouTube, huh?
YouTube. Number one.
But when are we going to see, when are we going to see the Arab Grand Theft Auto? When are we going to see the Arab Winning 11? When are we going to see
Silicon Valley
consoles developed from the
You need to have studios and you need to have the right infrastructure. Unfortunately, the infrastructure is not here. But for us, you mentioned that about gaming, we know that we need to diversitize our investment or our company. KBSoft is no longer only a gaming website. In KBSoft, we have Code Pusitte. We have another initiative called VP Node. It's basically VPN on demand and security solutions. And we have another initiative going to come soon, So we're trying to. I think we had enough with the games. We're still committed to it, and we're still going to continue it. But I think we need to have different things to do.
Mitchell?
Yeah, quickly. You have about 500,000 users now, inshallah. For startups who are just starting, what would you say are the best ways to increase their reach and their user base, especially if they're targeting local customers?
Well, there's lots of tools now, Twitter, Facebook. These are good tools that you have free.
What worked with you guys?
word of mouth. Word of
Back
mouth.
then.
Yeah.
So it was. It takes longer to get the brand name and the. But now you have. I think you have a good reach now.
I
It's
think
it's
companies
easier.
that go on board with you that can help or actually have promoting the
Yeah.
product as
Yeah.
well.
Used to have Zain, Wataniya, MBK,
helps.
all of them. Yeah, it helps.
FCC.
They used to have FCC.
Okay. Burhan?
Two questions. First of all, just out of my curiosity, do you have any downloads from outside the Middle East? Are like some Chinese people playing?
We have them actually.
We believe
I was-
Kuwaiti students there.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you'll find Kuwaitis all around the world. The Apple is giving us, or the App Store give us this opportunity. It's internationalized now. It's no longer Arabic only. We try. If you enter the game, you find the tutorial. We did a video demonstration in it, or actually animation demonstration. It's only for this purpose. We want to reach and to be international. So we equip it, and we'll keep it for some time to see how it goes.
The second thing is, looking back at your 13-year history, what is the one thing you're like, one thing that you wish you hadn't done differently, or one thing that you wish you had done?
Well, it's a journey. I don't think that we. I'm not regretting
Regret.
anything.
Yeah.
It's a journey. We enjoyed it,
We learn from it.
and we
No
learned a lot.
political answer. Give us the
No, actually, this is the truth. It's we enjoyed it. We learned a lot from our mistakes. We had a lot of mistakes.
Did you reach a point that you think that all of this is a failure and you're not going to succeed?
This is the thing that we do what we love. This is basically so. If it didn't succeed, we are doing what we like. So basically, this is. I feel I want to cry now. Huh?
Okay, we have a lot of gamers here, like gamer developers. Najid, do you have any questions? I will ask them for you.
Okay, I have one technical question. When developing a
I'll give it here if you don't mind.
developing compositor for iOS, you mentioned core animation layers. Did you use core animation or some framework?
Well, I've mentioned that we have outsourced this part of the coding, and we've handled the backend. But currently, Mohammed Al Marzouk is handling the iOS development. He took over from Hand and Belot, and he would be the right person to answer this question. Yeah.
Okay, I have a question. So, what is your advice for Kuwaiti entrepreneurs and for games entrepreneurs? Like, I mean, like if they ask me, I'm gonna tell them quit your job and focus and do it
Yeah.
full time. Okay, but you guys, you managed to do it part time, full time, also I don't know, but at the end too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So maybe this way you can have an advice.
Well, you'll need to focus on your product, first of all. You'll need to maintain low overhead of the costs. And it's okay to make mistakes, but you'll have to correct them and never repeat them. Yeah.
Okay. Guys, do you have any more questions? Ahmed.
I know you're stuck now with Fort Center, but since you're going regional or even inshallah global, haven't you thought like doing like MTC, changing your name for another brand or rebranding?
Like that as well.
I don't think this is the top of the problems at the moment. So it's working, we're reaching, we're maintaining our at least our cost. So I don't think this is the thing that we need to focus on at this moment. As I mentioned, by having separate apps, it helps us to brand each app by itself and focus it on the game itself. So Code, Pelot, and later on Sabita keeps on. Okay. But maybe later on. As I thought, I hope our problem is scalability. When we fix the scalability, then we go to MTC and branding. These kind of things.
Thanks a lot, and wish you best of luck. Okay guys, this is the end of the fourth event. Hopefully we're going to see you all in the next event. I just want to thank also Mini Delights. They have some snacks outside, so please enjoy while you're networking with everyone. Thank you everyone.
And if you have any comments or questions, please talk to Abdullah or myself, or actually Aziz or Mohammed Emir also. Let us know your feedback, especially the first timers. If you're a first timer, let me know how this was for you. Right. Thank you.
How is it?
Anybody, excuse me, anybody didn't register, can you please give us your name and email before you go? Thank you. You're the one who does the sales. Yeah, you're the sales.